You hate writing. The very thought of it makes you want to run for the hills. But what if I told you there's a way to unlock incredible benefits, like crushing anxiety, boosting your creativity and understanding yourself better, without writing a single sentence? This video isn't about becoming a novelist, or even stringing together perfect paragraphs. It's about transforming your inner world and finding clarity, all through a practice you might think isn't for you. Stick around because we're about to rewrite the rules of journaling, making it simple, fun, and totally effective for anyone, especially if you dread putting pen to paper. I'm going to show you exactly how to start, even if the thought of writing fills you with dread, and you'll discover that journaling is less about perfect prose and more about powerful personal progress. Okay, let's get one thing straight right off the bat. The biggest reason most people, especially those who don't like writing, run screaming from journaling is because they think it has to be perfect. They envision beautifully handwritten pages, eloquent reflections, and deep philosophical insights. Sound familiar? We've all seen those aesthetic journal spreads on social media, right? And for someone who already struggles with putting words down, that can feel like an impossible mountain to climb. But here's the secret. Journaling isn't about perfection. It's about the process. It's about showing up. Think of it like this. When you talk to a close friend, do you carefully craft every sentence, making sure it's grammatically flawless and perfectly profound? Of course not. You just talk. You vent, you ramble, you laugh, you figure things out as you go. Journaling is your conversation with yourself. It's a safe space where typos don't matter. Grammar rules are non-existent, and no one is judging your sentence structure. The true power lies in the act of simply engaging with your thoughts, not in the literary masterpiece you produce. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah is a marketing executive, constantly juggling deadlines, client calls, and a packed family life. Write a journal, she scoffed when a friend suggested it. Are you kidding? I barely have time to sleep, let alone write a novel about my day. Her mind immediately went to lengthy entries, adding another chore to her overflowing plate. But she was also feeling overwhelmed and anxious, always feeling like she was one step behind. So her friend challenged her, just try this one thing for 5 minutes. Sarah, skeptical but desperate, agreed. Her task? A gratitude journal. Not a fancy one, just a cheap notebook. Every evening before her head hit the pillow, she'd jot down 3 things she was grateful for that day. No full sentences required. Sometimes it was hot coffee, other times sunshine, or kids laugh. Just 3 simple phrases. It took her literally 2 to 3 minutes. What happened? After a couple of weeks, Sarah noticed a subtle but profound shift. She wasn't magically cured of all stress, but she started looking for those 3 good things throughout her day. Her perspective began to shift from constantly feeling stressed and drained to actively noticing the small pockets of joy. She realized it wasn't about the words she wrote, but the feeling those words helped her cultivate. For busy people, for anxious individuals, for anyone feeling overwhelmed, the process of simply acknowledging something, anything, is a powerful first step. It proves that you don't need to be a writer to get huge benefits. You just need to be willing to show up. The word writing itself can be a huge deterrent. For many students, it conjures up images of dreaded essays, term papers, and the pressure of perfect paragraphs. For adults, it might remind them of formal reports or emails they'd rather not send. But what if I told you that journaling doesn't have to involve traditional writing at all? Imagine a world where your journal is less like a blank page demanding an essay, and more like a creative playground. The beauty of modern journaling is that it's evolved far beyond just prose. We're talking about an entire universe of methods that don't require you to string together a single sentence. If you find yourself staring at a blank page feeling utterly stumped, or if the act of forming complete sentences feels like pulling teeth, then it's time to ditch the essay format and explore some amazing alternatives. Let's dive into some of these word-free or low-word ways to journal. Lists, lists, and more lists. This is gold for busy people, students trying to organize thoughts, and anyone who prefers structure over free-flowing text. Feeling overwhelmed? Make a list of everything on your mind, not in full sentences, just bullet points. Laundry, call mom, project deadline, annoying coworker, cat needs food. Seeing it all laid out can be incredibly clarifying. Or try a to-do list, a done list, a dream list, a things I'm worried about list, or even a things that made me smile today list. It's direct, efficient, and requires minimal mental energy. Doodles, sketches, and drawings. Don't consider yourself an artist perfect. This isn't about creating masterpieces for a gallery, it's about expressing yourself visually. A simple stick figure representing how you feel, a quick sketch of something that caught your eye, or abstract shapes to convey an emotion. Anxious individuals, this can be especially freeing. When words fail you or feel too heavy, a drawing can speak volumes. Think of it as visual shorthand for your inner world. Just scribble. Let your hand move. The act itself is therapeutic. Mind maps. Remember these from school? They're not just for studying. If your brain feels like a tangled ball of yarn, a mind map can help untangle it. Start with a central idea or emotion in the middle of a page. Then draw lines branching out to related thoughts, feelings, or tasks. Again, use single words, short phrases, or even small icons. This is fantastic for students trying to organize ideas for a project, or adults trying to brainstorm solutions to a problem without getting bogged down in linear writing. Single words or emojis. Sometimes one word says it all. You can dedicate a page to a single word that describes your day, your mood, or your biggest feeling. Exhausted, hopeful, frustrated, peaceful. For even quicker bursts, draw simple emojis or symbols, a happy face, a storm cloud, a light bulb. These are universal languages that require zero writing skill. Mood trackers and habit trackers. My friend Anna was always telling me she struggled with identifying her emotions. She's a very visual person and hated the idea of writing about feelings. So, she started a mood tracker. Each day, she'd color in a small box on a calendar grid with a specific color corresponding to a mood. Blue for sad, yellow for happy, red for angry. She created her own simple color code. No words, just colors. After a month, she could see patterns. She realized Fridays were consistently yellow and Tuesdays often blue. This simple visual tool helped her understand her emotional landscape without writing a single painful sentence. This is an incredible tool for beginners and anxious individuals who want to understand themselves better without the pressure of articulating complex emotions in words. The goal here is to find what resonates with you. Don't force yourself into a traditional journaling mold if it feels unnatural. The most effective journal is the one you actually use. All right, so you've embraced the idea of non-traditional journaling. You're ready to try doodles or lists. But then you open your notebook and there it is, the dreaded blank page. It stares back at you, mocking your intentions. For many, this writer's block is the ultimate deal breaker. Where do you even begin? What do you journal about? This is where your secret weapon comes in, journal prompts. Think of prompts as friendly guides, little nudges to get your mental gears turning. They're like conversation starters for your inner dialogue. Instead of staring into the abyss of endless possibilities, a prompt gives you a specific, manageable question or idea to focus on. This is especially helpful for beginners, anxious individuals who might overthink, and even students looking for creative ways to explore topics. And the best part, you don't have to invent them. The internet is a treasure trove of prompts. A quick Google search for journal prompts will give you hundreds, if not thousands, of ideas. There are apps dedicated to them, books and even social media accounts that share daily prompts. Let's look at some examples and how they can be adapted for non-writers. Prompt. What's one thing you're looking forward to this week? You don't need a paragraph. You could draw a picture of that thing, e.g. a stick figure swimming if it's a pool day. You could list keywords, movie night, pizza, sleep, or just a single word, weekend. Prompt. Describe a time you felt brave. Maybe it's a simple drawing of yourself standing tall or an abstract scribble that conveys strength. It could be a list of actions you took, spoke up, said no, tried new thing. Even just the single word, courage. Prompt. What's weighing heavily on your mind right now? Instead of writing out your worries, try a mind map. Put worry in the center and branch out with single words or quick doodles of what's bothering you. Or simply draw a big, heavy rock to represent the weight. Prompt. What color represents your mood today and why? Simply color a large swatch on the page with that color. No need for the why if words are a barrier. The act of choosing and applying the color can be enough. Prompts are particularly powerful for those struggling with anxiety or overthinking. They offer a confined space to explore an idea without the pressure of free-form expression. It's like being given a small sandbox to play in, rather than being dropped in the middle of a vast desert with no direction. They help you get past the initial inertia and into the valuable process of self-reflection. They are truly your secret weapon to starting and sticking with journaling, no matter how much you hate writing. You've got the tools now. You know journaling isn't about perfection, that you can ditch traditional writing, and that prompts are your friend. But none of that matters if you can't make it a regular practice. For busy people, students with packed schedules, or anyone who struggles with consistency, the idea of adding one more thing to their day can feel daunting. This is where the magic of start small comes in. Consistency, even in tiny doses, is far more powerful than sporadic, lengthy sessions. Don't aim for an hour-long deep dive every day. That's a recipe for burnout and giving up. Instead, aim for 5 minutes, or even just 1 minute. Yes, 60 seconds. What can you do in 60 seconds? You can jot down 3 gratitude items. You can draw a mood emoji. You can quickly list 3 things on your mind. You can color in a habit tracker. The key is to make it so easy, so low friction that you almost can't say no. Let's talk about building habits. Think of it like a tiny daily investment in yourself. You wouldn't expect a massive return on your first day of investing, right? It's the consistent small contributions over time that build wealth. Journaling is the same for your mental well-being. Here are some practical tips for making it a habit, tailored for different individuals. For the busy adult, link it to an existing habit. Before your first sip of coffee in the morning, open your journal. Or, right after brushing your teeth at night, spend 2 minutes with your notebook. Keep your journal in plain sight, on your nightstand, on your kitchen counter, next to your planner. The visual cue reminds you, and the accessibility makes it harder to skip. Maybe set a timer for 5 minutes. When the timer goes off, you're done no matter what. No pressure to fill the page. For the student, use your journal as a quick stress buster between study sessions. Instead of scrolling social media during a break, spend 90 seconds doing a brain dump list of exam anxieties or creative ideas for a project. You can even keep a mini journal in your backpack. When you're feeling overwhelmed, a quick doodle or a single word prompt response can help clear your head and refocus. For the anxious individual, the start small approach is crucial here. The pressure of a blank page or a long commitment can exacerbate anxiety. Focus on micro-journaling. 1 word, 1 drawing, 1 color swatch. The goal isn't profound insight every day, but consistent self-connection. It helps build a sense of control and self-awareness without triggering more stress. Maybe just tracking your mood for a few days to see patterns. For the beginner, non-writer, keep it fun. Try different methods every day until you find what clicks. One day lists, the next day doodles, the day after a quick prompt response. Don't feel locked into one style. The no rules rule is your superpower. Celebrate small victories. Every time you open that journal, even for a minute, you're building a new, positive habit. Remember, a consistent 5-minute doodle session is infinitely more effective than an ambitious but abandoned hour-long writing project. The goal is to create a sustainable ritual that fits seamlessly into your life, becoming a quiet, comforting constant rather than another demanding task. Give yourself permission to make it easy, make it fun, and make it work for you. So whether you're a student drowning in essays, a busy parent juggling responsibilities, an anxious individual seeking calm, or just someone who genuinely dislikes writing, journaling is for you. It's not about being a literary genius. It's about being human, connecting with yourself and making sense of your world. Throw out the rulebook, embrace the scribbles, the lists, the colors, and the single words. Discover how a few minutes each day can transform your perspective and bring you a surprising sense of peace and clarity. If you found even one tip helpful today, hit that subscribe button for more ways to make self-care simple and powerful.